Hi, in this video we're gonna talk about how to create the images of yourself like this or this or this or perhaps this and this. As you can see, these are the images that AI generated, and this is a cloned version of how I'd look but much better. Okay, first let's head over to Replicate, and in Replicate we are gonna look for something called Otris. Alright, so and we are gonna look for Flux Dev LoRa Trainer. So once you're here, there are only series of steps that you need to do. You need to go, let's say, create a new model. And in this case, I'm gonna call, let's say, let's just call Mr. Growth Guide. Let's just call something simple, and then let's keep it private. All right, once you come to this web page, so if you don't know what Replicate is, this is one platform which will let you run different models. Essentially, you can create images, videos using different Flux models or several other models out there. So we can explore the replicate.com later. So once you come here for this trainer, all you do is just go here, create a new model, and I'll just call it Growth Guide May. Okay, May 2025, so that I know when I created it. You definitely don't have to just do something like this, but you can just create whatever you feel like. We'll just go with only numbers. Okay, so this is good. Next, make it public, and then you need to have a zip file of either PNGs or JPGs of your photo so that you can upload it for the trainer. So let's just click that. I already have the zip created. So if you look at these are like some of my photos. So always remember to upload a clean quality, high quality photos that you'd like to replicate. So typically if you upload the photos taken just off the camera, and if it needs some editing, make sure that you edit it and then upload it, because the rule is simple: junk in, junk out. So we don't want to be dealing with the junk. So if there are any corrections that you need to do to your skin or whatever, just do it before you upload. Now the trigger word, I can just leave it talk, or I can just call it GG. So that, remember this trigger word, this is very crucial when you're creating the prompt. So you should always use this so that it understands and it'll show your picture on the image that is going to generate. Leave the auto caption on. And then here, if you want to use Hugging Face, I mean, you can create the model without Hugging Face in Replicate and you can still generate images just fine. But if you want other models to use to create your replication, then we need Hugging Face, and it's pretty simple. All you need to do is go to huggingface.com, basically something like this. Once you set up your sign in and everything, login, so you would just go to models, new model, and then you just create a new model. So let's just go create new model. And then I would typically give the same name as what I'm training with. So just copy this so that it is consistent and I know what model is. I'm gonna leave the license as blank, leave it as public, and you just create the model. All right, the model is created. So we're gonna copy this. And we're gonna go back here, and then we're gonna go and put this in Hugging Face repo ID. Okay, as simple as that. And then you just need to, if you want to add more, but for now we are just going to create one repo ID. Okay, and then you need to put the Hugging Face token so that whatever weights, whatever the LoRa training that happens in Replicate, it pushes onto the Hugging Face. And now the reason that we are doing this is we can use the Hugging Face LoRa that we are going to push into different other models. You know, right now we are training it on Flux Dev, but if you want to use it on Flux Pro, Flux Chanel, or if you want to use it on other models that you can in any other platforms, you can use Hugging Face repo ID, and then those models will be able to use the information that you have uploaded in Hugging Face. Sounds fair? Okay, now let's go back to the Hugging Face and get the token that we need to upload. So then I'm gonna put my password. All right, so now I have so here you just need to go token, and then the token name is, I would just give typically the same thing so that I know if I delete any Hugging Face repos, then I know which tokens to delete and so on. So we'll just give all the repositories, interface, and collection access. We don't really need to give billing, but to keep it simple, we're just gonna give everything. Okay, so because we have already given all these repo tokens, all these are grayed out, which is good. And then we're gonna create token. I'm gonna pause for a minute to copy my token ID and then come back to the screen. Okay. All right. Now the token ID is created, which is essentially here, and I have copied the token secret. And note that that window will just show the secret only once. So if you want to store it for future use, you may do so, but I didn't store it. I have it in my clipboard, which I will use in the trainer. Okay, and then we're going to use the token here. Okay, so I just copied the token here, and we're going to leave everything else blank to the straightforward training, and then we're going to hit training. The name may contain only lowercase letters, numbers, dashes, underscores, or periods. So, alright, so looks like because I'm using the uppercase letters here, so that was failing. Now this should work. Okay, so the paid training has started, and it may take about 10 to 15 minutes for you to see the training as completed. So you will start seeing the logs here soon. So this portion you'll start seeing, the percentage that has completed. So we'll wait for a minute. As you can notice here, I've started to see the logs come through, and it goes through like series of steps. And right now it is at a stage where it just completed generating baseline, and then it's going to train the replicate and so on. So this is going to take a while, as I said, about 10 to 15 minutes easily. So take a break, have some coffee, and then come back to it. Okay, now the training is complete. As you can see, we reached the 100% mark, 999 out of 1000 steps. That's cool. So all you gotta do is you have to click the trained version, and it'll open in a new tab. And then you can just put the prompt here. So I've already put the prompt and got the image generation. As you can see, I just used a keyword here, boom, I have this image. Okay, and this is so clean and clear. It's much better than what I look in real. So I am okay to use this as a YouTube thumbnail. Alright, that's it folks. As always, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment below and I will be happy to answer those. Bye.